Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 14th of July 2025 and the prices of Bitcoin guys is completely off the chart. It has crossed the $120,000 mark. Now one of the reasons why this is interesting is because tomorrow the inflation data will be out and based on the initial economic reports as well as job market reports, there is a very high possibility that the inflation will actually slow down. And if that thing happens guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the prices of Bitcoin is pumping up. But look guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice and make sure you go out and do your own research. Now one of the reasons why this data is important is because on the 30th of this month, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision whether to reduce the interest rate, keep it the same or increase it. Now I don't think so he'll go out and increase the interest rate at least at this point of time. But there is a very high possibility he might actually keep the interest rate the same. And if that thing happens guys, President Donald Trump will definitely not be happy about it. But since the last announcement of the interest rate, he clearly mentioned that Jerome Powell is not the right person for the role. And if you look at the economic situation right now in US guys, I do agree with what President Donald Trump is saying. Because last year before the election, he did go out and reduce the interest rate. And that time the economic condition wasn't as great as it is right now. So I do think that Federal Chair Jerome Powell should actually go out and reduce the interest rate. But let's see what happens towards the end of this month. Now tomorrow is when the inflation data will be out. And I cannot stress this enough guys, the only official website to go to look at the inflation is the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the website is www.bls.gov. Now according to me guys, the only reason why the prices are pumping up, because a lot of high net worth individuals guys, they are aware of what the economic data is and they do anticipate the inflation to be slowing down and when the inflation does actually go down, and there's a very high possibility that banks might actually offer lower interest rates, which eventually means there'll be more spending in the economy, isn't it? And what is really interesting to note guys is, if you look at the ETF inflow since the last 24 hours, it is definitely a record-breaking number. It is definitely well over the $1 billion mark. So look guys, news such as this directly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now what I'll do guys, in the episode that I release day after tomorrow, I'll definitely go and touch base on this, because the economic data is going to be released later on in the day, well after I go and release the episode on the 15th of July. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, listen to the episode that I released on the 16th of July. We'll definitely go ahead and explore all of these factors. Now we do have some really interesting update from the leading stablecoin issuer Tether. And Tether has decided to go ahead and halt operations and they will be stopping support from the 1st of September of 2025. And this will be across 5 different blockchains, that is Omni, Bitcoin Cash SLP, Kusama, EOS, as well as Algorand. Now in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now if you do have Tether USDT in any of these blockchains, make sure you go ahead and redeem it or migrate it into other blockchains, or your funds will be frozen and transferred into other token or cryptocurrency. Now the next news I'll go ahead and touch base is a really positive news, and this is to do with educating Bitcoin in university. And the University of Austin guys has a Bitcoin curriculum which gives students hands-on experience on wallets, Lightning Network, as well as mining equipment. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. And me at Blockchain DXB guys, I've also partnered with an educational institute, and that institute guys is called as FEUC, that is Future Education University College, and they are partnered with Walsh College in US, and they do have a branch in Milquain. So I will be offering training session for students at that university as well. So this news is something which I personally like, because look guys, when you talk about educating Bitcoin, it is so important that we go ahead and start them at an early age, isn't it? So definitely positive news. Now the final news guys is more of an interesting news, and there is a really interesting article that is published by Cointelegraph that shares the Bitcoin rich list in 2025, and it is needless to say guys, exchanges are leading the pack, isn't it? So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss some numbers, I'll run through the top 5 exchanges, the top 6 corporations holding the largest amount of Bitcoin, and surprisingly guys, Grayscale and BlackRock's ETF and Trust Hold, they have accumulated quite a lot of Bitcoin as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and run through these numbers. Now look guys, you've got a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is connected to artificial intelligence in real estate, and Evo's AI guys, they are revolutionizing United Arab Emirates real estate with predictive analysis. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what this news is all about. Now the second news is also connected to artificial intelligence, but this is from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Zain Kingdom of Saudi Arabia guys, they have collaborated with Cisco and they're working on the development of advanced AI infrastructure So definitely interesting news, isn't it? Now we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Mano. And Mana, guys, they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. And whether you're looking to invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or even manage giants like ADNOC, Amana puts global market at your fingertips. And they also include gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, future commodities, and guess what, guys? There are over 450 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. So listen, guys, if you want to go out and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, go out and explore their pre-built auto investment plan. And what you can do is just set your monthly budget and then choose your preferred asset categories and let Amana automate the investing for you. And here's the best thing, they have zero fees, zero lockups, and 100% customizable. And what makes Amana is really beautiful is funding your account is easier than ever. So what you can do is, guys, you can now send crypto deposits directly from your wallets into Amana account. That means there is no friction and no hassle, isn't it? Now let's say if you're stuck and if you do need support, you would absolutely love Amana because they offer 24/6 human customer service as well as personalized sales support. And these are real people offering real help. And here's something exclusive only for our listeners. Because you're part of the blockchain DXB journey and community, guys, what you can do is you can register using the code blockchain DXB, and the link to it is in the show notes below. Once you fund your account with a minimum of $100 and make at least one trade, you will receive a $100 trading bonus credited to your account the following month. So look, guys, Amana is absolutely transparent, powerful and easy app. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to the show notes below and download the app, that is Amana, and use the code blockchain DXB, and the link to the code is in the show notes below as well. So go ahead and enjoy your journey with Amana. They are on all markets, one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me, guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning, guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right, guys. Palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, guys, is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look, guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue, guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen, guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below, guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETH Women. And look, guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it. Be there and head to the website, that is futuristconference.com, and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast, and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red, and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, if you look at the market sentiment, guys, right now it is at grade, and the number associated is 70. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, the only reason why this thing is happening is because tomorrow the inflation data will be out, and a lot of high net worthy individuals, guys, they are anticipating that the inflation will actually be down, and they are the ones, along with trillion-dollar companies, they are trading a lot with ETFs, isn't it? And if you look at the ETF inflow since the last 24 hours, today it is at a staggering $1.23 billion. Now, just to give you some comparison, guys, when the United States of America did have an attack in Iran, the ETF inflows was a negative, which means that there were more outflows than inflows. And at that point of time, guys, the prices of Bitcoin did actually go well below the $100,000 mark. But ever since the geopolitical chaos has come down, it has had a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And the price of Bitcoin is consistently breaking the new all-time highs in it. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, right now it is at $3.87 trillion. Now I'm trying to think at the top of my head if the global cryptocurrency market has actually crossed the $4 trillion mark. Based on my understanding, I don't think so the global cryptocurrency market has crossed the $4 trillion mark yet. But who's to say it could be possible this month, or maybe after the FOMC data is out. Let's see what happens tomorrow and on the 30th of this month. Now if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, today it is at $154 billion. Now one of the reasons why this number is great is because I'm looking at this number in the early hours of the buy, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries, so there is a very high possibility by the time you're listening to the episode, the total cryptocurrency market volume would be around the $180 billion mark, maybe even the $200 billion mark. But look guys, the cryptocurrency world does not work on predictions, isn't it? And as I often say, all past predictions as well as cryptocurrency matrix are 100% right, 50% of the time. Now since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market is up by 12.04%. Now unfortunately guys, the volume of decentralized exchange hasn't pumped up, and if you look at the volume of decentralized exchanges, since the last 24 hours it is only at $14.02 billion. But what is really interesting to note is the total fees accumulated has actually gone down, and the total fees accumulated by decentralized exchange is only at $80.5 million, which I believe is definitely less than 1%, maybe around the 0.60%. This, to be honest guys, is a brilliant matrix, isn't it? And it shows you the power of using decentralized exchanges. Now if you look at the total value locked, today it is at $127.88 billion. Now look guys, there is a very high possibility if the narrative regarding Ethereum treasury firm picks up pace, or maybe even Solana treasury firm picks up pace, a lot of people who are buying these cryptocurrencies, they will be kind of reinvesting these funds and becoming validators. And if that thing happens guys, irrespective of the transaction volume, the total value locked will be pumping up. What a crazy world to be alive, isn't it? Which would actually mean that there are more funds in protecting the network than actually people using the protocol. And in the cryptocurrency world guys, such weird matrix do tend to happen quite a lot. Now one of the matrix which I personally keep an eye on is the decentralized exchange dominance, and today that number is at 41.44%. Now one matrix which has been relatively consistent irrespective of the price of Bitcoin is the total value locked, that is connected to real world assets, and today the dollar value is at $12.94 billion. Now unfortunately the volume of decentralized exchange hasn't picked up pace, but PancakeSwap is still leading the pack with $5.92 billion. Uniswap is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $2.08 billion. At number 3rd is Radium, and its 24-hour volume is $821.6 million. Meteor Gas is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $768.35 million. At number 5th is Orca, and its 24-hour volume is below the $500 million mark. It is at $450.74 million. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stable coins. Now to be completely honest guys, the volume of stable coins has definitely picked up pace, but it could have been higher by let's say 20 or 30% more, because that would actually mean the next few days there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies could have pumped up even further. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the inflation data shows, and for some weird reason it does actually show that inflation has actually picked up pace. I wouldn't be surprised if the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies marginally goes down. But look guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice, and make sure you go and do your own research. Now if you look at the volume of stable coins, Tether USDT is exactly at $100 billion. Circle USDC guys is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $10.87 billion. At number 3rd is FDUSD guys, and it is pretty close since the last 24 hours, and it is at $10.63 billion. Now I'm pretty much sure guys there's some partnership news or announcement that is done by FDUSD, isn't it? Because usually their matrix is almost 60 or 70% of that of Circle USDC's 24-hour volume. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's dominance guys is pretty much the same. It is at 62.41%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 9.51%. And if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin guys, today it is at a staggering $2.43 trillion, but it looks like Ethereum's market cap has pumped up the most, and right now it is at $368 billion. And if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $64.23 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost 1/3 of that. It is only at $23.89 billion. Now every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast guys, I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And today what I want to do is, I want to look at the amount that is held in treasuries, and this is across all different blockchain protocols, cryptocurrency protocols, as well as the so-called Web3 space. And to be honest guys, this number is not surprising at all. and the total amount actually held in treasury is led by Uniswap, and the amount is $3.20 billion. The second one is Mandel Treasury, and the amount is $2.25 billion. ENS is at number 3rd, and the amount held in treasury is $1.59 billion. Cardano, guys, surprisingly, is at number 4th. It is at $1.33 billion, and at number 5th is Optimism Foundation, and the amount actually held is $1.28 billion. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, if you're seeking for some grants, try to look at these top 5 companies. I'm pretty much sure a lot of these fundings are actually taken from the treasuries, isn't it? Let me know if I'm completely wrong on this, because based on my understanding, Uniswap constantly has a lot of grants, and it is absolutely no-brainer because they have $3.20 billion in the treasury, isn't it? Now, guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin since the last 7 days is up by 11.25%, and right now it is at $121,463, and since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 3.05%, whereas Ethereum, guys, has crossed the $3,000 mark. Right now it is at $3,045, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 3.02%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 18.27%. Ripple XRP looks like it has pumped up the most. It is up by almost 30% since the last 7 days. It is up by 29.60% if you look at it from a 7-day point of view. And right now the price of XRP Ripple, guys, is at $2.93, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 5.72%. Now look, guys, since the last 72 hours, a lot of narrative is building that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, Bitcoin is a store of value, and the only reason why that is because if you look at inflation, particularly in the United States of America and other countries, the value of fiat currency is drastically going down, isn't it? And tomorrow, guys, is when the official CPI data or inflation data will be out, and I cannot stress this enough, guys. Mainstream media tends to put out a completely different narrative. If you notice, since the last few weeks, no mainstream media is covering news regarding inflation, isn't it? And when President Donald Trump initially announced news regarding tariffs, they were saying that inflation will be picking up pace because of President Donald Trump's action. That turned out to be completely false, because under the Trump administration, guys, inflation has been consistently going down. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, and the website is www.bls.gov. And in this website, guys, there are loads of economic data, and the economic data clearly states that the US economy added 147,000 jobs in June, outpacing so-called economists' expectations, and so far as the unemployment rate is concerned, guys, it also remains relatively steady. Now, you also need to remember, guys, because of Doge, the Trump administration has fired a lot of people as well, because there was a lot of wasteful spending in that. So keeping that thing in mind, guys, I personally think the unemployment rate is doing absolutely great. Now, more importantly, different reports also state that since the last month there is stable job growth, and the unemployment level provides a basis for continued economic expansion for now. But also, guys, the report also states that there are some incremental signs of softening of emerged without warrant monitoring, which warrant a lot of monitoring and extra caution. And earlier last week, President Donald Trump also extended the tariff date, isn't it? It was actually supposed to expire on the 9th of July. He decided to go ahead and extend it to the 1st of August. And because of that, guys, the US economy has kind of got a breather. Now look, whether you like President Donald Trump or not, you have to admit, guys, the inflation has been consistently going down, and so far as tariffs is concerned, it is absolutely having no negative on the US economy. As a matter of fact, if you look at the CPI data consumer price index including tariffs, inflation has been consistently going down. So the big question, guys, is why does this inflation news matter? And the answer to it is pretty simple. When the inflation is actually going down, it just means that the US economy is doing pretty good, and that would essentially mean that people have a lot of money to go and spend. And when you talk about spending, people are spending a lot of the fiat currencies to go and buy Bitcoin. So in case if the inflation data does actually show a downtrend, there is a very high possibility that the price of Bitcoin will be pumping up. Now, for some weird matrix, let's see if it does actually state that the inflation has actually picked up pace. It would actually mean that things are getting costly, isn't it? And if that thing happens, guys, there is a very high possibility that the price of Bitcoin will actually go down. But more importantly, guys, based on the CPI data as well as plethora of other information, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision whether to reduce the interest rate, keep the interest rate, or increase it. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the inflation data is out. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. Make sure you go and look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics website and the details for that is in the show notes below. And what I'll do, guys, in the episode that I release day after tomorrow, that is 16th of July, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now let's go ahead and talk about some really interesting news, and this is to do with educating Bitcoin at universities. And the University of Austin, founded by Bari, Niall Ferguson, Joe Lonsdale, as well as Pano, Kanelos, is reshaping Bitcoin education with a bold focus on intellectual freedom and Bitcoin. And this particular initiative of educating students, guys, is actually led by Dr. Thomas Hogan. Now what I really like is if we actually go through the curriculum, it does give students hands-on experience with wallets, Lightning Network, as well as different type of miners. And regarding the school, guys, they also launched a self-custodied Bitcoin endowment secured with Unchained Capital, and they kickstarted this movement by a 2 Bitcoin donation from CEO Joseph Kelly. And they also hosted a symposium called as the Satoshi Papers, and they talked about the serious academic debate on Bitcoin societal impact. Definitely brilliant news, isn't it? And as I mentioned earlier, guys, I have partnered with FEUC College, which is Future Education University College, and one of the colleges that they partnered with is Walsh College, which is from Michigan, and they do have a branch in Milwaukee. So most likely I'll be having some seminars and sessions with students as well as faculty members. Now if you do want to go and support it or be part of it, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now guys, let's go and discuss some news regarding Tether USDT, which is the world's leading stablecoin issuer, isn't it? Now here's the interesting thing, guys. They have decided to wind down USDT support for 5 legacy blockchain, and based on the official news, they are saying it is part of a strategic infrastructure review. Now look, guys, when you talk about open blockchain, when you talk about peer-to-peer transactions, we always talk about community, isn't it? But look, guys, when you talk about stablecoins, you need to understand it has absolutely nothing to do with peer-to-peer transactions. It is a centralized entity which has gone in and made a decision. So the big question is Tether acting for the community for decision making, or is it a centralized decision making? And the answer to this is pretty simple. It is a centralized decision making, isn't it? And I often question this thing, guys. Are stablecoin issuers literally replacing the role of a bank? Now look, me personally, I'm definitely not fans of regulations as such, but when it comes to stablecoin issuers, guys, I do think there should be strict regulations, and it is a bit bizarre that Tether USDT does not want to comply with MiCA regulations. Now regarding this news of them winding down support of 5 legacy blockchains, effective 1st of September 2025, Tether will stop USDT redemption and freeze tokens on Omni blockchain, Bitcoin Cash SLP, Kusama blockchain, EOS, as well as Algorand blockchain. Now based on the official bloggers, they have said that this move follows declining use of these chains, and they aim to focus on more scalable and active blockchains and layer 2 solutions. Definitely interesting move, isn't it? Let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this. Should it be the community who should be involved in making this decision, or should it be a centralized entity like Tether? Now look, as I've said this often, when you talk about stable coins, ideally government should be promoting algorithmically backed stable coins, but so far as Dubai's VAR is concerned, guys, they have said an absolutely big no regarding algorithmically backed stable coin, and in US, even in the Genius Act, guys, they have also clearly said no for algorithmically backed stable coin. Now algorithmically backed stable coin, guys, has got a bad name because of Terra Luna's collapse, isn't it? But when you talk about peer-to-peer transaction, guys, the future of stablecoins, according to me, should be algorithmically backed stablecoins. Let me know, guys, if you agree to it or disagree to it, or if you have a different opinion on it. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some numbers, and this is to do with who owns the most Bitcoin in 2025. And in the show notes below, guys, there is an article that is published by Cointelegraph that shares the numbers regarding who owns the most Bitcoin in 2025, and they have given out top 5 exchanges, top 6 corporations, as well as Grayscale and BlackRock ETFs and trust, and how many Bitcoins they have. So let me just run through some numbers, guys, because when you talk about exchanges, Binance is leading the pack, and as of today, they have 248,600 Bitcoin. Robinhood is at number 2nd, and they hold 140,600 Bitcoin. Bitfinex is at number 3rd, and they currently hold 130,010 Bitcoin. Now, Binance Cold Wallet, guys, is at number 4th, and they currently hold 111,000 Bitcoin. And Bitfinex is at number 5th, but this is more to do with the Hack Recovery Wallet, which is currently held by the government, and that wallet holds 94,600 Bitcoin. Now, regarding corporations, guys, it is needless to say that Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, they are the leading owners by a long shot, and they currently hold close to 600,000 Bitcoin, 597,325 Bitcoin. 21 by 21 Capital is at number 2nd, and they currently hold 37,230 Bitcoin. A third one is Meta Planet, and they currently hold 15,555 Bitcoin. At number 4th is Tesla with 11,509 Bitcoin, and finally at number 5th guys is Block, and they hold 8,584 Bitcoin. Now look guys, one of the beauty of Bitcoin and open blockchain is all of the transactions are publicly verifiable for absolutely anyone to go and check it. So what you can do is guys, you can look at the public address of these accounts, just put it on an Explorer and you can validate if they actually have the funds or not. Now if I'm not mistaken, Strategy hasn't made the address public, isn't it? Let me know if you agree to Michael Saylor's stance on that. Could it be possible he's just bluffing people? I don't think so that's a possibility, because in the SEC filings, he clearly has mentioned that he's utilizing these funds to go ahead and buy Bitcoin. Now regarding ETF and trust guys, what this report states is that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, also called as GBTC, they have a staggering 292,000 Bitcoin, and BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, which is IBIT, they currently hold 274,000 Bitcoin. Now the report also shares some numbers regarding countries holding Bitcoin, and United States of America, they currently hold 207,189 Bitcoin. China is at number 2nd at 194,000 Bitcoin. United Kingdom is at number 3rd, and they currently hold 61,245 Bitcoin. Surprisingly guys, at number 4th is Ukraine. They own 46,351 Bitcoin, and Bhutan guys is at number 5th, and they currently hold 11,924 Bitcoin. Now Bhutan guys is a complete surprise because they were silently mining a lot of Bitcoin. But look guys, regarding sovereign holdings, I'm pretty much sure there'll be other countries who will be holding a lot of these Bitcoin as well. Now let me go ahead and run through 2 more data regarding these numbers. The first one is regarding top individual holders. Now it is needless to say that Satoshi Nakamoto holds the most, and all of his Bitcoins are untouched since 2010, and he holds somewhere between 968 to 1.1 million Bitcoin. The second one is Winklevoss Trin, and they currently hold 70,000 Bitcoin. Tim Draper is at number 3rd, and he got most of them in auction, isn't it? And he currently holds 30,000 Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor looks like he's now at number 4th with 17,732 Bitcoin. And there's a really interesting wallet, guys. People don't know who that wallet belongs to, and that mysterious wallet holds 79,957 Bitcoin. So look guys, I just thought let me go ahead and share some really interesting numbers. Now there is a very high possibility, as and when the prices are picking up pace, these numbers will drastically change, isn't it? I wouldn't be surprised, let's say, if UAE government goes in and buys a lot of Bitcoin, or maybe the Saudi government may actively involved in buying a lot of Bitcoin as well. Let's see how this narrative plays out. Now these were some macro level news, guys. Now let's go ahead and look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And both the news are connected to artificial intelligence. Now the first news is from United Arab Emirates and eBoost Artificial Intelligence, guys. They want to revolutionize UAE real estate with predictive analysis. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this. Because eBoost is an Abu Dhabi-based PropTech startup, and they are focused on entire real estate development life cycle, that is planning, pricing, sales, as well as customer relationship, and they're offering all of this in one platform. And so far as Abu Dhabi's real estate market is concerned, it hit 96.2 billion in deals in 2024, with 28,249 transactions and foreign investment, doubling to 7.86 billion dirhams, and the projects did actually sell out in under 48 hours, with 38 new off-plan launches in just 1 year. And this, guys, underscores a competitive and fast-moving market, isn't it? Now the real challenge is no longer sales, but pricing accuracy, broker management, and owning the buyer relationship. And this is the area that eBoost specializes in. And eBoost uses predictive analytics to assess buyer performances, pricing trends, and even social media sentiment before a project launches. And the goal is pretty simple, guys. They want to replace guesswork with data-driven unit mixes, floor plans, and pricing tiers that reflect actual demand. And eBoost multi-language AI agent, guys, qualifies leads and engages buyer across web and mobile 24/7. And unlike traditional typical chatbots, it focuses on high conversion rate, personalized conversation that don't feel too pushy, and it maintains developer brand control by integrating directly into websites, thereby keeping data and brand in-house. And the platform offers broker network oversight and transparency, replacing fragmented and messy broker operations. And the selling strategically concept, guys, is extremely core to eBoost, reflecting its marketing automation and buyer journey personalization features. And the platform builds something called as data moat with every buyer interaction, thereby strengthening its predictive capabilities over time. Now look, guys, in UAE there are different competitors, isn't it? And UAE competitors include firms like Sal.ai, while regulators like Dubai Land Department use AI for monitoring as well. And there are global parallels, including Europe's $60 billion living sector and AI adoption in US real estate. And so far as Evost is concerned, guys, they raised a seed round led by Quora 71, which is backed by Mobadala 71. So they definitely have some really strong backing, isn't it? And for engineers and data scientists, guys, Evost offers hands-on experience with real-time analytics in a trillion-dollar industry. And for developers and CEOs, Evost offers improved pricing, brand control, as well as streamlined operations, which is a key edge in a data-driven high-stakes market, isn't it? So definitely interesting news. Now the next news, guys, is also connected to artificial intelligence, and this is from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Zain KSA, guys, they are collaborating with Cisco, and they are focusing on the development of advanced AI infrastructure. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because Zain KSA and Cisco have signed Memorandum of Understanding to develop advanced AI infrastructure in Saudi Arabia. And this partnership, guys, focuses on GPU as a service to power scalable AI workloads, and Cisco will provide end-to-end infrastructure solutions for secure and high-performance AI development. And Zain KSA, guys, they aim to offer resilient, reliable GPU-powered services to support Saudi's growing demand for artificial intelligence. Now, this initiative aligns with Saudi Vision 2030, isn't it? Because they are focusing on digital transformation and innovation leadership, and the goal is pretty simple, guys. They want to make Saudi Arabia a global hub for digital innovation and Gen AI development. And Zain KSA brings local market knowledge, digital capability, and investment strategy to the table. And so far, Cisco is concerned, guys, they are an absolutely giant in the space, and they contribute global AI infrastructure expertise, particularly networking, security, and scalability. Now, this collaboration will enable solutions and commercial models across sectors, making AI adoption easier for businesses. And industries target include government, enterprise, as well as individual users, and all are encouraged to adopt AI technologies. Now look, training and talent development are core to this partnership, and they also have plans to upskill local ICT professionals. Now regarding the Memorandum of Understanding, guys, it does support long-term national AI capabilities and workforce development, and Zain KSA sees this as a way to mobilize investments to drive national digital innovation, and the project aims to build a resilient, agile, and integrated digital ecosystem within the kingdom. Now, so look at this initiative highlights Saudi Arabia's vision to become a leader in the next generation technology, including Gen AI and GPU cloud services. So overall, according to me, the collaboration reflects a strategic national push towards AI infrastructure leadership, as well as a digital economy growth. And with President Donald Trump's recent visit in Saudi Arabia, guys, they did actually sign a $600 billion deal, isn't it? So things are definitely looking promising between the United States of America and the Middle East. So definitely interesting news. And look, since the last 2 years, I'm seeing so many developments taking place, particularly in the Middle East. So these were some newscasts on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Jimmy who asks, should more universities follow what University of Texas is doing in embracing Bitcoin first education? This, to be honest, Jimmy, is 100% yes, because look, when you talk about money, a lot of them don't even know how money is created. And what I really recommend you to do is, Jimmy, as well as the listeners, is go to YouTube and look up Simon Dixon. He has put out, if not one of the most brilliant videos explaining how money is created, and he's got it and explained 6 different forms of money. Now, I was fortunate enough to meet Simon Dixon before the second halving, and a week before the second halving, he did actually visit Dubai. And at that point of time, we were also discussing that more people need to be educated regarding Bitcoin. And at that point of time, Jimmy, the price of Bitcoin was holding around the $180 mark. But going back to your question, should universities follow a similar pursuit as University of Texas? The answer to that is a big fat yes. Now, from an education point of view, you also have Austrian economics. And a lot of schools are not even mentioning what Austrian economics are, because Bitcoin works in Austrian economic principles. So I do think a lot of universities should actually start educating Bitcoin. Now, me personally, Jimmy, what I tend to do is I go ahead and break down Bitcoin at 3 different levels. That is complete beginner level, advanced level, and technical level. And as I mentioned earlier twice in the episode, I do have a partnership with Future Education University College, and what I'll be doing, Jimmy, is probably for the month of August or September, I will be attending these universities and I will be conducting seminars, workshops, and I'll go ahead and explain these concepts at 3 different levels: completely beginner level, advanced level, and technical level. And I've also pitched the idea that even the faculty members should be educated on it, because I think it'll be great if the faculty members truly understand what Bitcoin is. And Jamie, I've always said this, once you truly understand what Bitcoin is, you will truly understand what it is not. And I've also launched another project called as Bitcoin DXB, and the whole purpose of this project is to educate people on Bitcoin. Now this Bitcoin DXB project is catered to politicians, high net worthy individuals, educational institutes, lawyers, as well as government organizations, and the approach is pretty simple. I want to go ahead and educate them at a beginner level, advanced level, and technical level. And it is so important that universities do actually follow what University of Texas is doing, rather than focusing on blockchain technology as such. I think they should be focusing only on Bitcoin, because according to me, Bitcoin is the only thing which is so-called distributed or decentralized and works on all the pillars of blockchain, isn't it? And when you make a comparison with Bitcoin, Bitcoin right now is competing with fiat currency. So to answer your question, yes, a big fat yes. In fact, all universities and even schools should start educating the students on Bitcoin. Definitely a no-brainer question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have the Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the process. We look at geopolitical news, we look at inflation and FOMC data, and we also look at the latest technological development and partnerships. Then we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. We also look at the latest technological developments and partnership in the Middle East. And finally, guys, what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.